What? Rob, it's looping.
Rob? Yeah.
Rob, it's looping. I'm coming back from the future, I think.
It's looping. One second. What? Rob, it's looping. It's looping.
Alright, it's not. I think I got it. I think I fixed it, Rob. Hey. Hi. Hi, Internet. It's me. Austin. I've come back from the future where
Taking care of that bagel, Austin?
No, like half of it. Like half of it. Natalie wasn't going to let me go live until I ate food.
What the heck?
I
leave for 1 second.
I ate half of it, and now we're live with BattleTech. It's me, Austin Walker. I've come back from the future where giant robots have replaced traditional warfare machines.
Your mic is hot.
My mic is hot, apparently. I can bring it down. That's fine. Check this out. How's that? Is that better, Internet? That's
better.
There we go. Now it's also my soft, dulcet tones, my radio tones. You know what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to do some... I'm going to, like, as if I'm inside of a battle mech, I'm going to change the way my screens work and make it so that I can see chat. Instead of not being able to see chat. How you doing today, Rob?
Not too bad. I've been playing a bunch of BattleTech.
Yeah, you're working on a review
pretty much all
currently,
night,
right?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Got a big review week coming up, so I've been shotgunning a lot of Frostpunk and BattleTech.
Sick. Frostpunk also looks really interesting. I'm very curious about. I'm gonna bring my chat up. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Nice.
Apparently, since my mic is still a little boomy, game is not out yet. BattleTech comes out next week on Tuesday. I want to say. Is that right, Rob?
I think that's correct. I think the embargo
Monday.
is on Tuesday.
Monday, April. No, preload is Monday. Embargo went up today or yesterday. And yeah, the game itself I think is out on Tuesday on the 24th. This mic is going to be a little boomy because it's not our traditional setup. We're doing a thing where that I can share.
Turn yourself a little bit down. A little bit more down.
Yep, just did.
Oh, okay.
Give it a second. Yeah, a special preview Mech Friday. Normally we do Mech Mondays, but today we're doing Mech Fridays. I should have logged into this profile. How shouldn't have I? Fuck. Let's see if I can type this without showing my email. I'm going to pull up the standby card again real quick. Let's go there. There we go.
What's great is that every time I hit one of these in a Paradox game, I just try to flash back to the only time I've interacted with my Paradox account, which was in 2006, 2007, when I created a forum account to complain.
Yep.
And and I'm always right. I'm always like, yep, that is my incredibly embarrassing email and password combo.
Totally. And this is like a burner email account basically. So this is my great Paradox account here with pick like a good a ram with some cool horns, like an ibex or something maybe. I don't know. We should start a new campaign, Rob. So you are 10 hours into this, right?
Yeah.
Let's start a new game. I'm curious if will my load into my... Does it have Steam saves? It does. So my main current save is barely in at all. I've barely had time to play this game at all, and it's really sad because I want to play this game a lot. My main character's name is Vesper. Her name is Maya, or sorry, their name is Maya, because this game actually lets you have they/them pronouns, which is sick. Maya, what was their last name? God, I spent a long time on this character.
Vesper.
No, Vesper is their call sign.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it's Maya de la Meridienne, obviously, duh.
De la Meridienne?
Yeah, de la Meridienne, yeah, and Vesper, of course, is an evening prayer, so it's kind of a betrayal of a sense of her family, which is funny because she betrayed her family we'll get there. We'll talk about it, but today we're actually going to build a new character for a new game.
Oh my god. I actually am genuinely curious, how much this character's backstory is tied up with BattleTech lore.
Her family fled. Her family fled. The Capellan.
Lao.
Yeah, the Lao. The Capellan Confederation, right? Mm-hmm. And she betrayed them. The secret police came for them, and she told them where her parents were. where their parents were. I keep forgetting I actually get to use they them on this character, because most games just don't let me do that with my characters. And they like left and became a space pirate. It was good. It's a great thing. So yes, Seer 235. The answer is entirely tied up with lore. Bad news, the game just crashed. That's not good. Let's try to relaunch that.
Interesting. It's been pretty stable for me.
That's good. Let's
you know what? We're pushing
go.
This whole setup pretty hard.
We really are. We really truly are. You know what we should do actually is maybe watch this dope intro anyway. Before we kick it off.
Yes, though this intro is a very flawed presentation of BattleTech history.
Why is that, Rob?
I don't know how you give a potted history of the inner sphere and humanity's, ascendancy through space, and you don't like call out Stefan the Usurper by name and explain what the hell happened to all these Star League folks.
Right.
Like, seems pretty shaky to me.
That's fair. It's really pretty.
They don't explain this, but all those jump ships are powered by the Kearney Fushida drives.
Oh, I see. Where's Kerensky wrapped up in all this?
He's not born yet, but he is the guy who sort of... this is why this intro kind of fucks up. It kind of leaves Kerensky out, because it leaves out Stefan the Usurper.
Right.
But yeah, Kerensky peaced out like centuries ago before this game starts.
Yeah, Rob is on his bullshit, for sure. Sam Podisco says, did Waypoint get some Labos? Labai? We don't know yet? Oh, we did! Natalie says yes. Awesome. Thank you, Natalie. We did. We're gonna do some Labo today, then. This intro is... Like, I get your concerns, Rob, but also look at this shit. It's so fucking good. Are you kidding me?
It's real good.
It's really good. I'm gonna like be further away.
Hell yeah! I love giant spaceships crashing into future cities.
They're so good.
Favorite thing.
I'm gonna bring myself down more. I'm at -17 now. That's probably too low. How about here? How about
hey,
here?
Hunk for Hank, thanks for subscribing. Don't know why you were inspired to hit that just now, but thank you.
You know what? I honk for Hank.
We needed that on this morning.
I honk for Hank. All right, let's start a new game and see if it works this time.
Yeah.
Again, apology. Shout-outs to Sugar Shanzi and Eric DeRed, who both have great BattleTech names, honestly, for subscribing.
I'm watching that loading indicator, and like my fists are clenched so hard.
Listen, it didn't crash this time. I'm just basically going to stay all the way back here, away from this microphone, and hope that makes it.
I am Kamea of House Urano, High Lady
Time
of
and
the
Patience just
Regan
subscribed, bringing the two things
Protector
you need
of
most to deal with our in-office
and the
streams.
Sword of Restoration.
Yeah, honestly.
But I am not a hero, no matter what the stories say. A hero would have sacrificed more, compromised less. A hero would have done better.
I like Kamea a lot.
You know this, of course.
I like this dress situation a whole lot.
You were there.
Kamea's looks are good.
My father used to tell me stories about the ancient times, about the Star League, a golden age of prosperity, upheld by the great mech warriors of old, guardians of the innocent, protectors of the peace. I always dreamed of following in their footsteps. I was too young to see the truth of things. After all, it wasn't heroism or a noble cause that won me the throne. It was hiring a mercenary, skilled enough, perhaps ruthless enough, to carry the day. Hiring you. I still don't know if you fought for honor or for the thrill of it, for belief in my cause, or just in my money. But whether it was your noble heart or mercenary mind, your actions gave us hope. That makes you a hero in the eyes of history. Whether you believe it, that's up to you.
Boom. I love the, like, oh shit, this thing has a subtitle. That's a great little, like, reveal in a sense, because it suggests, like, oh yeah, we're in this for the long haul. Can you still hear me all right, Rob?
Oh yeah, hear you just fine.
All right, I'm going to bring you up just a little bit. All right, welcome to the Oregon Reach. Is it Oregon or Oregon?
I think it's Oregon.
You think it's Portland? Welcome to the Portland Reach.
What if I told you there was a place the 90s never ended?
Yeah.
There's nothing more 90s than BattleTech.
God. Welcome to the Oregon... Welcome to the Oregon...
Put it back on it.
Welcome to the Oregon Reach. It's a... the Oregon Reach is a small kingdom in the rimward periphery, a region of space. Wait a second, are they in Oregon? Are they, like, in Portland? Is Harebrained Schemes in Portland? Is this some
I think they are Pacific Northwest, yeah.
Is this some in-joke? I'm checking the internet. Where? Harebrained Schemes where? If they're in Oregon, I will be so upset.
I think they were originally, well, at least, I think
they were in
Faso
Seattle.
was
I think
a
they're in
Chicago
Seattle.
company.
All right, you're lucky. You get away this time, Wiseman. Welcome to the Oregon Reach. The Oregon Reach is a small kingdom in the rimward periphery, a region of space that lies at the outskirts of the more densely colonized inner sphere. It is home to the Oregon Coalition, a federation organized around a parliamentary monarchy. Different thing than a paramilitary monarchy. A parliamentary monarchy and ruled by the Urano family. For 3 generations, under the rule of House Urano, the Oregon Coalition has remained a relatively peaceful corner of the periphery. It is here your story begins. Decades ago, your family came to the Reach from... All right, Rob. I want you to give me the high level here.
Okay, so when they created the universe of BattleTech, they painted in broad strokes.
It was the mid-'80s, and things were
there were a lot of pastiche elements, and cultural appropriation was more of an objective rather than a watch-out. So anyway, their Draconis Combine is the space shogunate. It's like high-tech feudal Japan. They're very cool. In this period in history, they're a little bit totalitarian, but mostly like. Do you like ninjas? Because they've got them.
They've got like
moving on,
and like the Yakuza. I really love that the first one here is them. I mean, I guess it's not. I thought it was alphabetical, but they're like, no, we're just gonna jump in with Space Japan, basically. Yeah. And they actually just say it straight out. They're like, listen, it's ethnically diverse as any of the vast interstellar empires, but House Kurita has succeeded in uniting the people of the Combine into a single cultural and heavily molded around medieval Japanese society. Like, all right, word, okay.
So, Free Worlds League, and I'm sorry to people who always liked this faction.
Yo, you're about to
Free Worlds League are miscellaneous.
Aww.
They're like, they never really play a core role in most of the politics of the universe, nor do they have like a really distinctive cultural identity. Their identity is that they're kind of a loose like agglomeration of like principalities and states, but not like Holy Roman Empire style. It's mostly just like, people have argued that maybe it's like Space America, but it's this it's this imagination that like American culture is this melting pot that equals out to no culture at all.
Right.
And so Free Worlds League, you can do a lot with it because you can project anything there,
right,
but you can't take much out of it.
Gotcha. All right. Talk to me about the Federated Sons.
Okay, so they're kind of Space Britain. They do tend to be the good guys. They tend to run the most like liberal state of any of the empires. They're very tech focused, and at around this time, they are starting to emerge as maybe a superpower in the context of what has pretty traditionally been like a stable like 5-state great power system. So yeah, space Great Britain, high tech.
Are they a little more interventionist than Great Britain, like contemporary Great Britain?
Yeah, but I'm more mean like the Empire.
Gotcha. All right. Tell me about House Steiner, because like I know it's the Lyran Commonwealth, but like tell me about House Steiner.
Yeah, so House Steiner, like very space Germans with like an element of like the Hansa. They're very like trade oriented, but also very militarist. So it's like corporate, not quite fascism, but like it can definitely skew in that way, and certainly it does because the Steiner house is kind of a hotbed of like rivalries and hatreds, and so there's always like 2 or 3 different branches of the family that are trying to like whack each other, and the real issue is they all have like massive holdings within the Lyran Commonwealth that any one of them can basically tank the entire thing if they like found a breakaway. So yeah, so House Steiner, tons of money, tons of guns, they all hate each other. Every family is unhappy in its own special way.
And also true for House Steiner.
Yeah.
Tell me about the Capellan Confederation.
Problematic. So again, very 80s. And the two things that are the Capellan Confederation is sort of trying to bring across is old, isolated imperial China and Mao's Cultural Revolution.
But
what
also,
is those two things?
The thing that's weird about them is that they're not like old, isolated imperial China had still been a culture that had influenced all of East Asia, and the Capellan Confederation is like tiny comparatively, right?
Yeah, tiny but densely populated.
Okay.
So that's the thing, is like, yes, they do occupy like the smallest slice of space, but also it's got some incredibly like dense, powerful industrial heartland. So yeah, it's this weird thing. It's very much the sort of 80s and 90s understanding of China, of being a fundamentally misruled, densely populated, backwards sort of place with tons of potential.
Right.
But the way this ends up translating is that, yeah, they're very isolationist, very paranoid, very brutal and totalitarian.
Right, like it's described as having a police state. It's described as like, you know, you can earn your citizenship through service, and citizens have free healthcare and free education and all of this, but also it's very much like the 1980s version of a socialist, like totalitarian, authoritarian.
Well, and they even have like the KGB and stuff, basically. So like they threw a lot of like East Bloc stuff into the Capellan Confederation just cause. Yeah, so that's where they're at. All
right, so now we get 4 things that are not the kind of core 5 houses that are and the core 5 factions that make up most of BattleTech's lore. At this point in history, anyway, we have the Magistracy of Cannabis. Of Cannabis. Well, I think we found who we're gonna play today. You know, Waypoint 420 play games all day, like.
Playing big games all day on X-Boinks.
On X-Boinks. Tell me about Cannabis.
Yeah, so...
Did you hear Chuck Schumer have some words about the Magistracy of Cannabis today?
Yeah, he's ready to legitimize the Magistracy of Cannabis, which... God, now I can't unsay it or unhear it.
I know.
Anyway... yeah, so the Cannabis, the Taurian Concordat, the Rimworld Periphery, all of these are like periphery states that exist on the edges of the 5 states of the inner sphere that are sort of clustered around Earth. And they don't, like, I don't know too much about them, but like the Magistracy of Cannabis is like the most legit of the bunch. It's like almost at like, it's a minor power. The Concordat and the Rimworld Periphery. With each stage, you're getting more into what are considered like almost like rogue states or just like underdeveloped nations. So, Magistracy of Cannabis are like sort of the more legit rising power out on the outer rim.
And are like a matriarchal culture. My understanding is they have lots of good doctors. Like, that's their big thing, is they have like lots of great medical technology, but maybe didn't keep up with like other types of tech. Is that accurate?
I mean,
that's what
I mean, is that you just extrapolating from dispensaries, or?
All right, moving on.
Like the inner sphere fell, and everyone just like huddled for safety and security around. Yeah. Well, we all need prescriptions.
What is it? The Magistrix was like, "Yo, I got that good plug," and like swing through, and she did. She did in fact have the good plug, and the plug brought the like loudest shit. Torian Concordat, they're like bull people or something. Is that right?
Yeah,
they feel so much like they're from like an RPG supplement from 1986, where it was like you gave someone like the free reign to make up some bullshit, and so they're called the Torians, and they have like they're real stubborn. Like, yeah, okay.
Well, so it is funny. Like, so at the very start of that video we watched at the start of this game, you see the first place we colonize is, I think, Tau Ceti. I believe this is like descended from like that branch of human expansion. I could be wrong, but anyway, yeah. So here they've actually got a pretty good summary, though, is that these folks actually didn't get swept up into the Star League too much, and in some ways, yeah, interesting. I didn't know that, like, in the old source books I read, they didn't really emphasize that there was sort of a constitutional order here, and that there was like sort of a liberal democratic tradition here, which is cool.
They seem dope. Also,
they do.
Here's a neat thing for people watching. You can mouse over anything yellow and get like more info, and I fucking love that. Bring that into all of my games, please. Rimworld Periphery. This is just like the Outer Rim of Star Wars or something, right? Basically, this is just like, hey, it's a bunch of small nobles, lots of like petty nobles, lots of like minor houses. And then the Deep Periphery is like, I don't even know.
Okay, so yeah, the Deep Periphery. Seems like this is a bit coded for something else.
Is that because Kerensky's name is right here?
Yeah, okay, so the thing is, there is no Deep Periphery, but there is, like, humanity, like, just sort of reaches the limits of what is known, and then occasionally people show up from places that no one's ever heard of. And sometimes they show up with weirdly high tech and weirdly good, like, mercenary units, like Wolf's Dragoons. And all of that is maybe related to the fact that in the wake of the civil war that brought down the Star League, the victorious army that sort of won the Civil War and deposed Stefan the Usurper just up and vanished. They just like walked out of space, and no one knows what they're up to. But occasionally, like, there's always these rumors that, like, oh, maybe they have settlements out there somewhere. Maybe people in that army were left behind, and yeah. So Deep Periphery is kind of like, it's more people refusing to declare where they're from.
Mercer B says like clans. Maybe? Would you call them like clans?
It could be. I mean, you know, it's a popular social structure.
Totally. So what if we're from the Deep Periphery, Rob?
I'd be happy to be.
Next. You are of noble birth. Though immigrants to the Origan Reach, your family... So again, the thing there is, this is where your family came from. Decades ago, your family shows up. So you have this connection here. Bear Sprout says everyone knows Kerensky's army died centuries ago. Anything else is conspiracy theorist nonsense. Do you want to kind of pull back the curtain about what the Deep Periphery is actually? For people who don't know what the clans are.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, this game takes place in 3025. But where a lot of people got familiar with BattleTech is probably from like MechWarrior 2, the mech sim game, which was about a civil war between clans. And so the deal is that after Kerensky deposes Stefan the Usurper, he and his whole army leave because they realize that, like, they are the last, like, great military force standing, and if they stay, they're going to end up being dictators. So Kerensky and his son take the entire army, the old Star League army, and vanish. And they go as far as they can from human civilization, from the inner sphere. And then while they're out there, things go badly. There's a civil war among the army. Kerensky is dead. I think his son survives. But in the wake of the Civil War, they reorganize their entire society, and they do what any enlightened, forward-thinking people do. They reorient their entire society around military clans centered on what you might call spirit animals that they found out in the distant frontiers of humanity.
The 1980s were a hell of a time to make RPGs because no one was going to call you on that shit.
Yep. And so everyone's like, okay, so we're going to restructure our society and lift ourselves up from our moral squalor by being wolves and jade falcons. And we're going to ritualize violence a great deal, but we're still going to keep a lot of the tech that has been lost in the sphere. They're going to keep the sort of light of civilization and progress burning, as it were. But in the meantime, they're also going to compete in really highly ritualized combats and trials. And by the way, their entire structure is kind of loosely Mongol Horde.
Right. You're also skipping one other big part. They were like really big into like making.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, sometimes a bloodline needs to be pure. Sometimes you need to make sure your warrior blood strain is strong.
Yeah.
How do you feel about eugenics? Because the clans kind of suck.
Yeah. Well, they only do that for their ruling class.
Oh, that's all. Just
everyone else is free to. Look, there's some good clans out there. There are some people who are like, hey, this seems a little fucked up, but I guess we're going to roll with it, but we're not going to really advance these values.
I'm going to switch back over to the Majesty of Canopus. I can't fuck with eugenicists. I guess we're originally from the Magistracy, which is a word that's really hard to say. So let's read this, actually. Mech warriors who hail from the Magistracy of Canopus can run the gamut of skill and fighting styles, but they often favor clever and unorthodox tactics on the field. While smaller than the great successor states of the Inner Sphere, the Magistracy of Canopus is one of the major powers of the Rimward periphery. The Magistracy is a matriarchal society led by a Magistrix. This is an elected position open to any woman, but largely controlled by House Centrella, fucking centrists, due to the family's popularity. The Magistracy supports an open society that ensures the personal liberty of all citizens and the right to live their lives as they see fit. So we came here. Our family came here decades ago, but we are of noble birth. Though immigrants to the Urigan Reach, your family soon established a comfortable presence in a small backwater system on the edge of Urigan space. By the time you were born, your family had become the de facto ruling nobility of the system's only inhabited planet. You were the oldest child, heir to the family's titles and the ancestral battle mech, an old blackjack BJ-1. This is where you met Raju Mastiff Montgomery, a veteran of the Succession Wars whom your parents hired on for a season to train you as a mech warrior. Raju was a strict but capable teacher, and you quickly became a skilled pilot under his tutelage. It was an uneventful life. Until the day after your 16th birthday, when you were exiled, or you struck out on your own, or your family went bankrupt, or your family died in an accident, or your family was betrayed. Thoughts?
Well, I don't know. I mean, what resonates here with you?
I don't know. So my main character on my main save is exiled for betrayal, right? I betrayed them. I kind of, I kind of like this notion. I kind of like the notion of like, we were the de facto leaders of this place, of some small backwater on the Urigan Reach, but like just between kind of internal squabbles and maybe a people's revolution. Who could say? My family lost everything.
Yeah.
I also like tactics and guts.
Tactics and guts are good. Let's see.
I hear no guts, no glory. I've heard that.
Yeah, and your family died in an accident. It just doesn't sound like
No.
That could be anything.
That could
it's
be
like,
anything.
did the blackjack fall over while they were standing under it? Like, that could have been it. Like,
it says they died in a freak jump ship accident, but
oh yeah, those happen. Yeah.
Which I do like this. I do like after what you discovered they left behind nothing but piles of debt. That's a good line.
Oh, nice.
That's like similar. Those two.
I
things,
actually like that a lot. What's the piloting and guts?
Yeah, that's like a very survivable pilot.
And we should talk a little bit about what these translate to, piloting guts.
So piloting, you go ahead.
Yeah, so piloting is just like how well do you make the mech dance, basically. And this is going to be really like, if you are a good pilot, the mech can move farther. It can be more evasive. It can engage in melee combat, I think, more successfully. So yeah, it's just all about how you drive the mech.
And guts?
That's just health.
It's basically just health.
Which it does matter in this game. Like your pilots are super squishy, more so than I remember them being in the game, the board game.
Tactics is it helps you with called shots, which is a thing you can do. It also helps you with like visibility, like line of sight, and importantly, it reduces the penalty for indirect fire, which means shooting missiles over hills, and even though you don't have direct eyesight, for instance. And there's one more other one that we haven't read. Gunnery is you shoot good. Oh, piloting is also good for melee combat. That's an important thing to think about. Now, struck it on your own is interesting because it's just like, yo, fuck these nobles. I'm out. Like, I don't want to be here. I can't stand a life of this. Which is not bad either.
We're being ruled by House Centrella.
Yeah. They're called House Centrella.
Which, isn't that a food brand?
Probably. House Centrella, what's their deal? Okay, well, she sounds alright, actually, but, you know. I like Accident, but yeah, there is something that I like. I do also kind of like the non-tragedy of, like, we're gonna leave home. We're gonna bounce. Rohei23 says, which one makes you the Shar of this game? That's your family was betrayed. That's someone, except that they've already defeated the betrayers, right? So, but I kind of think Accident. I kind of want to make someone who can punch shit, Rob.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
That works.
All right, so then out on our own, we fell into the life of an Arigan Coalition soldier, fuck that, Frontier Pirate, Solaris Gladiator, Innersphere Mercenary, Frontier Freelancer, or Merchant Guard, fuck that.
Yeah, you don't want to be a mech mall cop.
You don't want to be a mech mall cop. Look at their fucking mall cop badge.
Excuse me, this badge signifies integrity.
The shield. So again, there's a stat associated here. Pirate is guts, gladiator is gunnery, mercenary is tactics, and freelancer is tactics. Two different tactics things, which hints at something here, which is that these decisions also are about dialogue, similar to creating like a Shadowrun character within the other Harebrained Schemes games. What are your thoughts here?
Well, I mean, Solaris Gladiator, you fought mechs in the ring.
Yeah, that's kind of dope.
That's a cool thing.
That's kind of great. I like the notion of, like, my family died in an accident. I inherited a bunch of debt. I have this mech. How do I pay off that debt?
Real steel.
I guess real steel. I guess robot jocks. I guess One Must Fall 2044, or whatever the number was on that game. Became a mech MMA fighter. I like it. You took your skills as a mech warrior to the famed arena planet of Solaris 7. There you eked out a living as a gladiator, fighting for the crowd in minor arenas, getting by from paycheck to paycheck.
Too real.
I like that we were able to do like 3 fucking deep pulls on 3 different things about mech fighting arenas. Until years later, you crossed paths with Raju Mastiff Montgomery once again. You were a low-level champion down on your luck and one bad fight away from the gutter, until Raju heard about you. He trekked all the way to Solaris to offer you passage back to the Arigan Reach, and a job in the House Arano Royal Guard. So it is that you find yourself reunited with your old mentor, preparing your ancestral blackjack for guard duty on the coronation day of Lady Camilla Arana. Now make what you look like. So there are a lot of default portraits here. But you can also go in and customize them a great deal. Nothing is gender locked, which is great. Like, you can pick a character who is like, so if you flip through the pronouns, it gives you pre-builts according to the pronouns, and they is just all of them, I believe. But there is also, like, you know, you can come into a character who's under the she pronoun, go in, and everything is available from facial hair to all the various hairstyles, which is sick. Like, I'm very happy about the fact that nothing is gender locked here, which is great. Which is fantastic. I'm very happy that there is just straight up a they them option. So I think I want someone pretty, not rugged, but like down on their luck, right?
Yeah.
And obviously I'll do some modification. Kind of like that as like a base. I like that face tattoo seems solid. Bald is not a bad look.
Yeah.
Let's start here and start looking through some stuff. So the makeup options here, there's a bunch. There's like eye stuff. I think I'm good with that. How do you feel about tattoos, Rob?
I'm not huge on face tattoos.
No, you don't want this butterfly?
Not 100. Well, actually, that.
Which one? What was calling to you? Was it this? Was
that
this
one
dope?
kind of looks.
Yeah.
That looks kind of cool.
That looks pretty cool.
That looks.
That's sick.
That looks like a thing.
I kind of like this Kirheis red.
What is that though?
I don't know what that is.
That?
I don't know. I think they won it in the ring. They got some sort of cool. What is it? What do you think that is? Is it a series of wings? Is it like a?
I don't know. It looks like a bird screaming.
It does look like a bird screaming. Someone says that's just Mike Tyson's tattoo.
Not all the hairs are successful.
No. Here's what I like. I think a lot of them you can fix. All right. Well, this one is just from 1986. This is a rough one. But I do like. I really like that you can do roots and tips separately, so you can get some good cyberpunk.
Go back one hairstyle. Go left one hairstyle.
Left one.
Yeah.
Let
me tell you why I like this one.
Tell me why you like this one.
Because having a shaved head is actually really common for Solaris gladiators.
Okay.
Because you wear a neuro helmet, which has to have contact with have good contact with your skull, and so a lot of mech warriors sort of shave their heads in places anyway, just so they get a better contact, which helps them balance the mech.
And so this would then almost be like they are growing it back, is what you're saying.
Yeah, a little bit. Like it's still sort of a callback to where they're from.
Counterpoint. Elmerez says that's the space alt-right haircut.
Is it though?
I was going to look and see if there's anything else that starts shaved, or is like is even this better because it's clearly like they are growing it back finally, but
yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's very Priss.
It's
but
very
I like
Priss. I like Priss. And it's not exactly Priss. Because Priss doesn't have this like cool little slash on the other side. You see what I'm talking about?
I do.
I like that I can change the lighting around a lot. There we go. Too much. Oh wait, we can also change. I just realized we could do a different color.
But you want the Kirscheiss red?
I kind of do. I kind of want the Kirscheiss red. You know where my loyalties are. You know who I am.
Yeah. See, I am hearing some people speaking up for the faux hawk.
Okay, I'll look at the faux hawk.
Saying that this is ground we should not concede. Like having an undercut, having shaved hair somewhere on your head, is not like automatically like alt-righty.
Okay.
And I'm kind of with that.
Good on you. I'll take a look at it again. See if there's a better camera angle for it.
Though now I feel like our character design has moved on from this. That's
the thing, right? I think that when I looked at that other hairstyle that I've since lost, this one, which I like a lot.
Yeah.
There is something very powerful. That's a good.
Yeah.
Expression 3. I like.
Okay, that's.
I want that fierce.
Maybe less shifty.
Yeah.
Maybe less. Maybe less like.
Determined. We're gonna go back to expression 3, which I think was the good one. Yeah.
Please don't search my mech. Please don't search my mech.
I got some shit in my mech. Don't worry about it. I know my rights, so you gonna need a warrant for that.
No, Mastiff. I just I've got really bad gas today. And there's.
I'm feeling them. I feel this a lot. Let's look at the various complexions here, because that's like age, basically, but not. You know, it's different complexions. That's really what's going on there. 3 isn't bad. I think we were at 5 before. 5 is not bad either. 5 feels like 5's been through some shit.
Yeah.
My only last thing is makeup color here. If we're sticking with the Priss.
That charcoal is a little. That last charcoal at the very far right.
The very far right. Yeah, it's just soft enough, maybe.
Right, because like I like the black one though. The black one is like a statement.
Yeah,
but
is.
Maybe you don't want to make that statement 24/7.
Yes. Yes. I'm with you. I'm with you. Let's look at various skin shades here too. I kind of like this one, I think.
Dr. Fox saying, God, I love that I went out for a meeting and we're still in character creation.
Oh, yeah.
Doc, you're not going to see a mech today.
Yeah,
like, just to be clear. Like, if you're hoping, like,
we should do the first mission, and that's it.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably what we're going to get through. I think brown eyes. Nothing wrong with brown eyes. I got brown eyes. Let me just flip through these eyebrows real quick.
I do kind of like the uplifted eyebrows. I'm just like, I don't know.
What are you talking about? What's going on over here?
Look, there's a jump ship explosion. What do you want me to say?
Exactly. No, I'm gonna go with 4. I like there's like something inquisitorial there. And we're good with this like cool mouth scar.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Alright, save. Alright, we need names. We need to figure out a character. So we know that their family died. We know that they became a gladiator. So we definitely want something that has like a good gladiator vibe. Zuzana is kind of a dope name. But I kind of want it to be a little more neutral. So like, but you just toss like an X on the end there. Zuzanix. That's too close to bubonics. Random.
Gregor's good.
Gregor's pretty good. Cristo. Not totem. Not toxic. Slide rule is just a dope.
Nope.
I love it.
Vetoing that. No.
What about, 1 second. What about Kendrix as a first name?
Okay.
Kendrix Castellic? Kendrix Castellica. Boom. What's good? Great name. It's all about, it's all about the, you just gotta tweak it. You just gotta tweak it. People like slide rule. I like slide rule. Also, yeah, you're right. You're right. People are right. People are right. Kendrix. There we go. Kendrix slide rule Castellica. Why slide rule? Is it because they were like... Okay, so they come from like a real pampered background, right? And so like the first time that they were in the mech pit, they were like very much like, well, you know, you have to make sure you manage the ballistics angles, and like literally was like just being a math nerd. And the other like elder gladiators like, all right, slide rule, listen.
I think you need to catch up on the chat and see the groundswell of support that Tire Fire has developed.
Tire Fire is really good too.
And here's the thing, right? Why do they call you Tire Fire?
Why?
Because you can't put out my fire.
Boom, done. I never stop burning. We're done. We're good. Tire Fire, Kendrick's Castelica. Let's do it. Decades ago, your family came for the Riggin Reach from the Magistry of Canopus. The day after your 16th birthday, the rest of your family died in an accident. Weird. +1 piloting, +1 guts. Out on your own, you fell into the life of a Solaris gladiator. +1 gunnery. Tire Fire, Kendrick's Castelica. Pronoun they. Gunnery 3. Piloting 3. Tactics 2. Guts 3. Confirm. This game is cool, Rob. Alright.
Hell yeah, it is.
The High Lord Tamati Aranos II is dead. The Oregon Reach is left at an uncertain crossroads. Once prosperous, it is now a kingdom in decline, surrounded by powerful neighbors. Lord Santiago Espinoza, brother-in-law to the late High Lord, is convinced that the slow-moving Council of Founding Houses must be dissolved. His proposed directive would conscript their house guard and centralize power under a single throne. However, the High Lord's heir, the noble Lady Kamea Arano, is determined to rebuild the Reach without transforming it into an authoritarian state. She refuses to enact her uncle's directive and has rebuked his vehement pleas to reconsider. On the morning of Lady Arano's ascension to the throne, her loyal captain of the guard, Raju Mastiff Montgomery, makes preparations to escort her safely to the coronation procession that awaits in Corgia City. Patrick, this is a tactics video game. There's a robots.
Coronation Day, Arano Summer Palace, 8:53 local time.
Do they have like 24-hour days in BattleTech? What's the time system like?
They do. They generally try to adapt it to the local planet cycle, but on some planets the period of rotation is just too deviated from Earth's. Mm-hmm. They basically have to shit can that.
Mm-hmm. Liquid 3600 says, how does Rob know all this? Rob,
I played a lot of these games. Okay. I read a lot of these novels. Mm-hmm. I may have several different technical manuals across different eras on my bookshelf.
Mm-hmm. All right, camera movement. Boom, camera. Did it. I know how cameras work. You can rotate the camera also, or spin it. Okay, Tire Fire. I had the Espinoza refit yards rush their repairs on your blackjack. Looks like it's all in one piece, but we should run some diagnostics on it just to be sure. Standard field tests, you know the drill. More importantly, though, I want to tell you more about the job I brought you out here to do. Now do me a favor and get that battle mech moving. Let's see if there are any kinks in the actuators. He has an actual voice, but... alright.
I'll come right
But you felt you had a better handle on Mastiff than...
I wasn't completely honest with you the other day.
Then maybe that performance.
More to this job than escort duty.
Alright, so, you got a mech. You can move it, and you can move it up to this many places with the move command. Once you hit move, you then have to select facing, because you're a big robot, and you gotta look at things.
It's really striking how much the mech designs have changed over the years.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, if you look at the old 80s ones, they are very...
Like I was saying, I can't prove anything.
80s mecha in some ways. And not coincidentally, that's because a lot of their designs were, there's
did say, like, oh, I always get this confused with Robotech. Well, funny you should say that, because there's an ongoing court case.
Yeah, and I think largely it is... I think it's sort of gotten where it's going to go. Basically, they redesigned a bunch of the mechs and created different designs for them. But what that also means is, like, it used to be you had much more exaggerated mech designs that were more in keeping with the name. So, like, there's a mech called the Centurion that was literally just like a big robot with a crested horsehair helmet type thing. And now that's like downplayed extremely.
Totally. Mastiff is kind of walking me through tests and stuff, and is also saying like, hey, I really feel like there's like some shit that's gonna happen during the coronation, but like I'll be a lot calmer once she gets back to the capital and is with her cousin Victoria, and like is surrounded by people she can trust. Run a test on my targeting computer. Yep, gotcha.
Camille's like a daughter to me, and her late father.
This tutorial really leaves a lot out, is what I'll say, or doesn't really go into detail, and I'm really grateful that I spent time watching a lot of watching a lot of gameplay videos and stuff from Paradox and Harebrained. Like this section is sort of teaching, like, oh hey, enemies have armor on different parts of their structure, and what you want to do is shoot them where the armor is weak or gone.
But she's been a loyal companion to Kamea since they were kids. Aside from you, there's no one I'd rather have by my side in a fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I think in this game that just are not explained super well.
Right. So I've targeted this tank, for instance, and before I shouted on the front, where you can see it has 22 S points, which are structure points. It had 90 armor points up front, right? And you can see where the red outline is where I'm shooting it. So that 90 armor points soaked up a lot of that damage I was sending at it. Its rear has 7 armor points and 1 structure point. And so, like, yeah, I'm hitting it from the back now. I'll do a lot more damage. And yeah, someone's pointing out you can totally, like, choose to turn off certain weapons instead of just doing an alpha strike all the time.
Which you'll want to do to save heat.
Yes.
Because the name of this game is, like, controlling your heat output.
Enemy unit destroyed.
Austin, what happened?
Don't worry about it.
What happened?
I just said some things by mistake. We're gonna keep moving. We're gonna do a jump jet. So we, certain mechs also have jump jets, which do create a lot of heat. And I'm just gonna jump down here and target that next mech.
Engaging jump jets.
You did say heat, right?
I did say heat.
Okay.
Yeah. You're good.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Jump jets a lot
so
of
speaking of heat, I
overheated. Your
overheated.
Engine could handle. Head on into that water.
But
we need to get you cooled off.
Water. This water does not look particularly cool to me for some reason. I think this whole planet just has such a red vibe that, like.
Yeah.
But I can head into that, and that will begin to cool me down. Plasma leak detected. Jump jet malfunction. Jump jet systems damaged. System inoperable. Oh, for the love of all the gods. What's the religion like in this world, Rob?
Oh, it's pretty much the same as, like, it's the same, like, collection of religions and beliefs that, like, we have here.
Gotcha. Cool. So there are also melee attacks in this game. Melee attacks are great for a lot of reasons. One of which is that it gets rid of guarded, which makes it harder to, or easier to hit again in the future.
Of course, there is that Hindu death cult in the Capellan Confederation.
Is there for real in the Capellans? For real? They just rolled that in there too. They were like, you know, Fu Manchu isn't enough. We also need the KGB and also
Thuggy death cult. Yeah.
What's the Temple of Doom death cult? Great.
Yeah.
I love this. I was like, yo, kick! I don't have arms. I got these big guns.
Push that engine, kid. If something goes wrong today, I want to know that.
I will say this game has downplayed a lot of that and has played up the diversity across the game.
Yeah.
So like, where in the 80s portrayals it was very like, oh yeah, here's like here's Space Japan, and everyone is going to be talking like they're from, you know, a Kurosawa film, basically. That's because that was the frame of reference. Now it's much more like, in this game, they're really downplaying that stuff. And, like, there are cultural identifiers, but they're not really tied to race ethnicity.
Right. So a thing that last little tutorial thing was showing was evasion. So do you see these little arrows next to my name right here? Those are evasive charges, which you gain from moving at speed. So if I move all the way to the end of my movement, I get 1. If I do a sprint, I can get up to 3. And those help me. Each of those increase defense against incoming attacks. It's like, it's kind of abstracting the notion of like, oh, I'm moving quickly and I can dodge rounds that are coming in, even though it's a turn-based game. And that is really cool and useful. I think melee attacks ignore those entirely, though. Just imagine a big mech clotheslining another big mech. All right, meeting Camilla, and also Victoria Espinosa. Here's one thing I will say: I wish it's weird to be like, oh, my character was made in a character generator, and everybody else gets these dope hand-drawn portraits. I shouldn't be skipping through this stuff. Camilla is like excited to go hang out with Victoria, her cousin.
Victoria is important.
Yeah, Victoria is basically like, when you get here, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like we're gonna do some like sparring in our mechs because we're friends. And Mastiff is obviously like, we're gonna get going. Let's go.
Mission successful.
All right, let's do this next little bit, maybe, Rob, and then call it?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sparkletone says, this game is so powerful, it crashed the Twitch app on my PS4.
I remember the Oregon Reach of old, the time of the great expansion.
It is Oregon.
I was just a boy then. Proudly,
I like
we
that
went
there's just a
forth,
place called
bringing
Sacramonte
the light
over
of
there.
our coalition
I
to
see you.
so many systems. And for what? To see our great kingdom slowly waste away? Year after year, the Council deliberates while our economy falters, and the wolves bay at every door, while covetous neighbors plot against us. Well, I say, it can go no further. We are here today because if Lady Orana will not act, someone must.
Bolded someone.
I know what I'm asking of you. You will face former comrades, or even loved ones, on the battlefield. I take up arms against my own niece. But remember, today we sacrifice so that tomorrow we can return our kingdom to its proper glory, to its proper strength. So should you fall tonight, know that you did so as true heroes of the Reach. To your stations, for the Directorate!
Dropships are dope, Rob.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So these dropships are the things that carry mechs down to planet side to deploy, basically. Coronation Day, Corja City outskirts, 1322 local time. Vaughn says, what's the occasion for the big block stream? It's just a lot of stuff at once, right? Like, we wanted to stream BattleTech, we want to stream Labo, Danica's gonna do some stuff with Yakuza, we want to stream Spy Party, we're gonna stream all day. There's a lot of stuff. We were gonna do God of War today, and then we realized we got to stream that yesterday instead, and that worked out. Pretty much all day nonstop, so keep hanging. And Fortnite also. Skeletism says, will you folks be streaming more of this another time? I would love to, if we can figure it out, Rob. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, and also we got to show you some big battles.
We have to show you what this game looks like. Shoutouts to Wild Vulture for subscribing with Twitch Prime. Thank you, Sean. Wild Vulture, an old roommate of mine, one of the biggest mech fans I know. Wild Vulture, the name, is a reference to a Super Robot Wars game, so that's how big of a fan of mechs Wild Vulture is. Alright, let's jump in. Alright, so we got 3 people now.
Command interface initiated.
I feel like Camilla needs a call sign also. I'm going to miss this, Raju. The clarity of purpose that I feel in the cockpit of a battle mech. The simplicity of it. But there they are, just up ahead, the city gates and my future. All laid out before me. Wait, what's that smoke? That's your future, Lady Orano. Yep, emergency band's been quiet all morning.
This is damned odd, and I don't like it. Kid, keep your head on a swivel and be ready for anything.
Alright, so we're not in combat yet, and so we're in team movement mode, in which you can move any person in any mech in any order to anywhere they can get to, and you can even, like, while one is moving, keep moving the other one, right? So I want Mastiff to be up front. Kamea thinks it might be an accident, but Mastiff's been around the block a couple of times. He's seen those scorch marks. Those are laser fire scorch marks. And Kamea is very naive. We're just gonna talk to those Royal Guard mechs. This is gonna be fine.
Whatever's happening here, I won't let it derail your coronation. Your people need you.
So you can see some.
I will prove myself worthy of the faith you've placed in me.
Let her talk.
Of that I have no doubt.
You can see that there is cover in this game, but it's not cover a la XCOM, where it's like, oh, I can't be hit. I mean, there is that in the sense of, like, hiding behind a big rock or something, right? So assume that there's an enemy over here. If I was here, then they couldn't directly shoot me with lasers or something. But there's also just forest cover, which reduces movement and also spotting distance. So you move through forest slowly, and you can't see, people can't see you if you're in forest, I think, as well. Or maybe you also can't see out as well. But it does provide 25% damage reduction via cover against range attacks to the fronts and sides, not to the back. It doesn't stack with guarding, which is an ability you can use, and it's range attacks only, not melee attacks. So if someone wants to come up and, like, just slap you in the forest, they can. Regardless, I'm just gonna put Mastiff all the way up front. Kamea, I'm gonna put in the forest.
Confirmed.
Alright, let's advance a little bit further and see if anything pops off. What's her? Alright, she's lots of lasers. Coax Metal says, man, it's 420. Let's go get slapped in the forest. Oh, there they are. There's our good friends, the Royal Guards.
Clear.
I've got your back.
This is a weird thing, maybe, Rob, but I really wish your character had a voice.
Affirmative.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do.
Because they don't talk when you give them orders, because they can't really. Oh, did I block the path? I did. I entirely blocked my own path.
I mean, look, in general, I'm a big fan of, like, giving me a sort of set of characters I can choose from, or characterizations I can choose from, like...
Sounds good. I'm moving.
The Saints Row approach is what I'm very fond of.
Roger that.
What you get is, like, your computer talking. Hail, Mastiff! Hail, Lady Arano! We were preparing for Lady Arano's coronation parade when we got word of a disturbance around the Cormorant Road. A guard post behind us was attacked. Sir Raju found evidence of laser fire. Is the road behind you clear? Aye, all the way to the southern gate. Lead the way, Sir Raju. We'll fall in behind you and guard your six. Tell me something, guardsman. If the road is clear, why is your battle mech damaged? Our mechs are overdue for maintenance, but that isn't important right now. We need to worry about Lady Arano's safety. Now, my lady, if you'll come with us... No.
Really put the A-team on this.
Yeah, I'm doing my best. Yeah, they really did. No, you're lying to us. It's my coronation day. No mech tech, which we call mech techs, even though it's ridiculous, would send you out for parade duty in that condition. I'm your sovereign, sir. You will tell me what happened here. Damn it, girl, we don't have time for this. Take them. Kill the old man and the mech warrior. But take Lady Arano alive.
Fall back,
Alright,
Get
combat
behind
time.
You didn't train me to cower, Raju. You trained me to fight.
So this was a poor choice by those guards.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is a bad choice. They do not have what they need to take us out. Also, they missed bad. Alright, so once combat phases begun, different mechs move in different phases. Lighter units generally move earlier than heavier ones. To reserve all units' actions to a later phase, use the reserve button or press the end key. So you see up top here there are 4 phases of action, and those are based on the weight classes of mechs plus some skills. So you can see that I have one little down arrow there, and I don't know if it shows up, but there's a red arrow there too. And that red arrow is dark because they already went this turn, right? So I could have Mastiff go this turn because Mastiff has an action in this phase. Or I could reserve it and have Mastiff go next turn if I wanted to. There are lots of like tactical reasons for doing that, right? Like maybe you want your fast mech to go, maybe your mech is in a safe place and you want it to go later in the phases so that you can sneak around and hit someone in the back and your back is safe, and that way you can go twice almost in a row, right? Someone says, are there colorblind options? I believe there are. Let me double check though. I thought there were, but maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm just wrong. I seem to be just wrong.
Try gameplay.
Yeah, it must be. You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of something else I was playing recently, which does have them. Unfortunate that it doesn't. Hey, Harebrained Schemes. Get on that, because there's a lot of important color stuff happening here. So I'm going to just open fire with Mastiff here. Unfortunately, Mastiff isn't in the greatest position, so maybe I should reserve. What do you think, Rob?
Well,
because I could move.
So,
they're
going to move next, right?
The Panther already moved. This Shadowhawk moves next.
Okay. And what's Mastiff's armament?
AC-10 and 2 medium lasers in the long range. One thing that I like a lot is I can just see what those numbers look like, you know? So 80% chances to hit with the AC-10 and the medium lasers, 40% on the LRMs. I could split this fire because he has an ability called multi-target.
On the other hand, that's a lot of... Yeah. Multi-target's really powerful. Like, he puts 2 mediums on the Panther. And, but the thing is, if he stands stock still like that, he is more vulnerable. So there is a case to be made for running him across the road to the forest if you can.
Totally. Well, so I can't do it right now because I'm blocking that with the Blackjack.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
so
then I would split fire.
I could reserve and then next phase move the Blackjack first, opening up this area and letting him out. Do you know what I mean?
That's true, but you're still gonna probably sit there and take fire for a round anyway, so you might as well hope for like a lucky shot.
I've got your back.
All right, so let's multi-target, and then you can see some how this works. So what I'm gonna do is I've multi-targeted. I'm gonna set target A, target B. I'm gonna put the LRMs on B because those are long-range missiles, and those have a lower chance to hit things close by. Those have a minimum range at which it's easier to hit, right? So you see that it says minimum range +8. It makes it harder. To put it on B, which is this back one, a lot easier to hit. And the same thing is true for this AC-10, which is a sizable kind of... AC-10s are like autocannons. So I think the AC-10 and the LRMs on the back one and the medium lasers on the front one. All right, let's do it. Oh, nice hit. So I exposed the structure, which means I got rid of armor?
Yep. On that arm.
On that arm, right, which you'll see in a second. There come those shots. Did not go for the Centurion that was standing completely still.
Damage minimal.
Good to hear. Alright, so now I am going to bring Tire Fire out. I think... So let's take a look real quick. Hear you. What's open? So you can see that this right arm is orange, which means that the armor is gone, and I've done I'm hitting the structure directly.
And I believe... So this is something... What are they carrying in that right arm?
They are carrying on... This one is a large laser, and on this one it's a medium laser. So yeah, I could go to the right arm of the Panther and just try to knock that out, which would get rid of their large laser.
So the other thing to bear in mind is you can do like targeting specific sites on the if you've got precision fire, you can directly try to target a body part. But also, like, if you've hurt their right side, for instance, your odds of continuing to do damage on that side are greater if you're firing from their right arc.
Right, so you can see here all this red means I'm basically shooting them front on, and there's a chance I'll hit everything. But if I move to here, let's say, keep them in the firing range, kind of actually, can I get it there? I want to get in that second row of colors. I don't think I can.
No.
Right, so yeah, I can do here, though. and then I target, you'll see that the red is only, on this one at least, is only on this side. In fact, it's actually on the rear too, which is great, because the rear has way less armor. Whereas this one, because of the way the angle is, I'm still basically hitting this other side. So, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna go. The AC2 is not. I don't have multi-targeting.
Live large.
You think just fire it all? You think just alpha strike it?
Yeah.
Fuck it. All right, fire.
All weapons committed.
There's that arm. Fuck out of here. And I give another turn because Kamea hasn't gone yet. I think it's the same thing here, right? With that arm gone, that structure is super open.
Yeah.
And she has like some good options. And,
oh yeah, SRM8s are vicious.
Yeah, she'll just tear that thing apart. I'll say, is there a minimum range on those? Short range standard, okay.
I think the closer you get, the better.
Okay.
LRMs are really fussy, SRMs not so much.
I'm on my way.
This is me just going off what I remember the board game.
Right.
Largely, the board game knowledge has served me very well playing this game.
Right. I could, again, multi-target, but I think we should just burn this thing down. Let's see.
Though, honestly, that Panther is so fucked.
Yeah.
That I might split fire.
Just
like
to...
if you put all the SRMs on the Panther, I'm like I am certain that thing's going down.
I put everything else in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Splitting fire. Target confirmed.
Right, torso destroyed, unsteady, side torso destroyed, pilot injured. Didn't get the kill, but did do some serious damage. It's unstable. Let's see if it manages to stabilize before we go again. Nope, Mastiff goes first. That thing's fucked.
Help.
What if I just go up
Can you charge it?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, Rob. I can hit it straight ahead, which should just at least knock it down, right?
Yeah.
So this little indicator here is stability. This like yellow, which it would get to in a later tutorial, and I could just knock it the fuck down.
Now, if this were not a tutorial mission, I would actually probably with Mastiff engage the other mech.
Yes, totally.
Because at this point, like that Panther's not very effective. The other mech hasn't been scratched.
Right.
Like,
So again,
it has, but like
it has, but not by much. So like specifically, this Panther only has these small missiles left. Death from above is totally in this game. I don't think we have jump jets in this mission. Yeah. So.
But you can show up to Death from above in a second.
Yeah. Fuck out of here. Yes!
Oh, God. Oh.
Damn you for making me do that, son. Damn you.
Less hostile.
If you say so. Well, you can just pretend you weren't having fun there. There comes the Shadowhawk. Oh, might just try to wrap around on Master.
Shit.
Oh,
good play
dangerous.
For the Shadowhawk. Good play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that rear armor tends to be paper thin.
Yeah. So, is there a way for me to investigate this here? So, actually tore through rear torso armor entirely. If Mastiff gets hit from the back again like that, bad news. Bad news. On the plus side, talk about showing your fucking ass. This is gonna go bad for this poor guy. Because just right there, just right in the back, it's gonna go bad.
All weapons committed.
I can't believe I missed.
Okay.
Oh,
whoa. Okay.
So I caught. You see what
Beautiful.
happened?
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
So
why do you explain?
So in the left arm of this thing, which I can't seem to zoom in on it right now this second.
Reading loud and clear.
I mean, I'm gonna go fuck it up again, so I'll have a chance. But
confirmed.
my ammo. I'm in fact not on my home mic. If I was on my home mic, I would sound better about the aardvark. It's a whole thing. Oh wow, we're gonna get to explain a lot. So, on top of having like equipment in places, or like weapons in places, they also have things like, let's see, does this come up? Yes. Do you see how that says LRM ammo? That's where the missiles were stored. And so when I blew that up, it caught the ammo, and the ammo blew up and did more damage. And that's why there's all of this damage that happened. So the thing to note here, sorry, I was talking to Natalie. We have to worry about heat because, as it says, overheat alert. Missiles are stored in the balls, correct.
God damn it.
You can see this is our heat meter, and
this is my special day, Waypoint. Don't fuck this up for me.
if Kamea fires all of this, I'll overheat. You can see that plus 10 heat on the medium lasers. I think it's plus 14, yeah, on these SRMs. So that's a lot. I could turn off one SRM. I'll turn off the LRMs for sure, because it's lowest chance. It's right behind it. I don't want to shoot large, long-range missiles. And then one of the medium lasers, Rob?
Yeah.
Brings me right up against it, but I'm not overheating anymore, so...
I'm locked on the enemy's...
Oof.
Did not die. Shocking.
See how much more damage those SRM hits do than the LRMs, though?
Yeah, you're right.
Which is, like, I'm a little concerned about... I've went with a very tactics build in my other game, and I'm actually not sure the LRMs are just efficient enough to justify that build.
I'm going to punch this one, too.
To hell with the weapon.
Jesus
Oh, God,
Christ.
straight through the heart. That's twice in a row. It's basically gone, like, straight through someone's heart.
So this mission isn't going to show this, but the fact that I just punched that through the torso and got the kill would be really good in a real mission where I could reclaim scrap from that mech, because I didn't blow up the whole thing. Alexander Mediera is making sure we're okay. Kamea is beyond belief that her own guardsman would take her prisoner. But that is what's happening.
Who could ever believe my police institutions
would betray me at the first opportunity? Oh, I didn't mean to skip that one.
But this game actually does touch on that, so that's cool.
That is, totally.
And I fear this is only the beginning.
So we've now made it out of that,
and remember
out of
training. Things
kind
are
of
likely to get ugly between here and there.
combat turns and back into regular, just kind of team moving ones. So I'm just gonna keep hustling.
I'm moving.
Heads up, we've got company.
Alright, so we're back into phases because our radar picked up something. Vehicles? Question mark, question mark, question mark?
Talk to me.
But it doesn't look like we'll be able to see them from here necessarily, but...
Affirmative. Oh, look, more company.
But I can do a couple of things. I could brace, which will end my turn but gain 50% damage reduction against ranged attacks to the front and the side. Or I could sensor lock, if I can... Yeah, I can. Which reveals its location until the end of the current round and removes 2 of its evasive charges, which would let people fire on it this turn, even though it's not in view. So let's try that. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, I like it.
So use my cool sensors to reveal that there is, in fact, a big tank there.
So vehicles are, I found, like a huge wild card in this game, because some are basically like glorified technicals.
Right.
And you just like hit them and they blow up.
Right.
Some of them carry really heavy arsenals, and it's like I actually lost a mech warrior the other day just because like I didn't respect the vehicle signatures I had on my screen, and they just like ripped into them with TPCs and large lasers. It was gross.
So this isn't going to do a lot of damage, but it's in range, so I should probably...
You let him know.
Should I hit the back one because it's a little bit more likely to hit?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Engaging hostile.
Also, you get these nice vertical missile launches.
I love those.
Really great. I love those little sensor beeps. Alright, tire fire. I don't think you can get to anywhere... Oh, wait. That's actually going to be in range. Oh, because I have the AC2s.
Yep.
Everything in this game gets better as it goes up in number. Like, you'd rather have SRM 8s than 4s. But, except for autocannons, which get better the smaller the number is.
Well, it's complicated.
Fair.
Smaller number, longer range.
Right.
Bigger number, shorter range.
But
so like AC-20,
also, right?
So it's not clear from the fiction. Sometimes it's presented as like rate of fire, and sometimes it's like sort of indicated that it's more like size of shell.
Right.
Size of shell makes a hell of a lot more sense, to be honest.
That does make sense. This does not cost me much in terms of heat, so I'm just going to Alpha Strike, even though I'm getting like 50 and 60%.
Hell yeah.
Why the fuck am I getting an extra 5 on this? Huh.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It seems to be like weapons in certain hard points have better...
Weird.
Arm mounted, -1. There you go.
Oh,
yep, so your
interesting.
torso weapons generally shoot a little truer.
That's interesting. Cool.
All weapons committed.
Nice job.
There it is.
One fewer hostile on the board.
Is that right? It seemed to be the opposite.
Destroyed.
I would need to see that screen again.
Your torso is solid. You know, your arms can shake.
Yeah.
In the wind and whatnot.
But your arms have like tons of like actuators to let them get the exact position.
Fair.
Warning. Armor low.
I wish there were, and maybe there are later, but more like AoE style attacks for when they're like 3 units next to each other. Boy, the missiles look good in this game. Alright, wrap back around to Mastiff, who again, we have to be very careful with going forward because of how bad the rear damage is.
Follow my lead.
Alright, let's
He just needs to sort of shuffle along the edge of the level.
Yeah, exactly. A, B. Let's put a medium laser on each. Or can I not? Oh, the medium laser should only hit B. Okay. Oh, that's indirect. The A is indirect. Gotcha. Alright, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
So you can see the reason that is I don't have a direct line of sight from Mastiff onto that one because of this. We couldn't see. I really like that you can get in here like this and see that, like, okay, yeah, Mastiff does not have a direct line of sight because of that little hill. But I can still fire those big, large missiles, so. Did alright work.
Alright, so Very Cute Dog wants to know if there's a place to start.
That was a
with,
great shot. Sorry, say that again?
Beautiful. Very Cute Dog wants to know if there's a place to start with the lore.
For BattleTech?
For this, yeah, and I would say for this era, the place to start is the Warrior series by Michael Stackpole. I'm not sure how well a lot of Stackpole's work holds up.
Sure.
But it's still quite a lot of fun. But expect it to be they're young adult novels for a developing reader, and you may find that you've developed past where some of its tropes are going to work for you.
Right.
Enemy unit destroyed.
The thing that I'll say too is someone suggested the Wikia. The like Sarna.com or that one is so overcomplicated it doesn't get the flavor of this stuff.
Yeah, it's not actually that comprehensive.
Yeah.
It's a trash tier wiki.
Apparently there's some good articles, it says Gravern, on some of the more problematic stuff, which is interesting. I just very much have had a hard time with that wiki in the past. I've guarded with Kamiya, I mean, she doesn't have a shot here. You soak that, that's okay.
You just made a terrible mistake.
Damn, threats. Mastiff goes also. And so yeah, you can kind of see that someone noted that it's a lot like laser pointers at the BattleTech table of like, can I see straight through? And you can see that it will sometimes show it, and like there it's darker than here because it's not actually in line. But I'm gonna line it up right here, I think, and take that shot. The other great thing is when you're doing this, you can mouse over and see what your percentages are before you commit to a turn, which is very useful. Turn off the LRMs, but fuck them up. Oh! I really love the sound of the AC-10s.
Vehicle down. The Poor bastards.
Yeah, the autocannon noises are great in this game.
Standing by.
Alright, we are out of combat again, advancing up to what is
Roger.
nearly the final battle finally in this run.
I'm on it.
Alexander calls us back. Apparently it's Espinoza. Do you hear me? House Espinoza is usurping the throne. It can't be my uncle, Victoria. Kamea, I just watched Espinoza battlemech plow through an alley full of civilians. This is happening, and it's happening now.
Alexander!
Bad news to people who live in this place.
Oh no. No. We're too late.
Yeah, we streamed God of War yesterday, Grassel.
Who would have guessed that Space Kendall would turn against you?
Victoria, what have you done? You know, Kamea, for years I loved you like a sister. But then my father helped me see it. Your family's complacency. What it's done to the Reach. Our nation dwindles like a dying star, and House Arano is to blame. My father offered you a path to glory. I'd have fought under your banner proudly, served as your strong right hand. It was like a knife in my heart when you turned him away. Anyway, you know, they're beefing now. Some lies. Kamea says that she'll have Victoria hung for this, which is the fucking thing a noble says. You know, Kamea obviously not as bad as the Espinosas, but I'll see you hanged for this. Is not the thing. I would say a friend of the people would say.
I don't know. Somebody who's currently launching a bloody coup and just blew up a ton of civilian, like an entire civilian installation.
Yeah,
that's one of those like, look, my society has capital punishment. I'm looking for the nearest yardarm.
Right. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying the phrase "I'll see you hanged" betrays a certain pampered quality.
Yes. Well, yes, there is a very
It's not I'll deal with you myself. It's not I'll choke you. You know?
Well, and it's also very you very much feel born to this,
right.
And it's your right, even though like facts on the ground indicate you're not seeing anybody hanged anytime soon.
No. Yeah. All right, we have 3 new.
I love this top-down view too. Shit.
Yeah, the top-down view is really
great.
Fucking useful like this. Yeah. All right.
You don't even need top-down lines.
I never thought you would have said that. All right, so this one has jump jets. Good to know. A little spider. This Locust has SRMs, medium laser SRMs, and then a big laser cicada, which is I like the cicada design a lot. I know some people don't. Think split it up here or just double down?
I don't know. Split it. Oh wait. Yeah, because like split it, because like that Locust will take 2 hits and go down.
Yeah.
Like that thing is so that is nothing. That is such a trash mech. It's criminal to put people in that.
Damn.
No, I tried. Look, I never found a use for it in the board game. I tried the other day. I was like, look, I'll put my best pilot in it.
Right.
I'll just use it as a scout, run like hell. Killed my best pilot within like two seconds.
Ah, damn, Rob. Percentages are not great, but I'll take it. So you think the 2 little ones here? Or where I split it?
Yeah.
So then this goes to B. Oh, wait. Or do I just try to knock out this thing right away, then?
You're saying Alpha Strike the Locust?
Yeah.
I mean, you could. That might be overkill.
I'm gonna Alpha Strike the Locust.
Copy.
Okay.
There you go. Didn't get the kill, actually.
Punched right through his arm.
But you destroyed the medium laser, so now it only has machine guns. However, oh shit, okay, so one important thing about the Locust, though, because the Locust humbled me a game or 2 later.
Uh-huh.
BattleTech has had a problem for ages. Machine guns exist in its world, but, like, they were always useless.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rule in this game that if, like, the structure of the mech is exposed and there's no armor, machine gun rounds do, like, double damage to structure. And, like, therefore, once like a leg is exposed, for instance, Locusts will swarm you with their double machine guns and just carve it up.
Cool. Okay. Good to know.
So I had a pretty nightmarish, like a heavy mech basically was like eaten by locusts the other day. It was terrible, but I was like, oh, this is how these work.
That's really cool. All right, I am gonna split targets with Kamiya though because there's a lot here that I don't really need to. I don't need to put all this on the locust. I think that'll do probably. Man, I can hit them all of them. Let's see, what's the locust? Yeah, that's gonna be fine.
So the locust, you can actually.
Because the locust
you might put everything on the spider. How are the odds to hit the spider with everything?
Pretty good.
I would probably do the spider then, because literally the locust now only has a machine gun.
Oh,
and everyone's got armor.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. No, yet the locust has that one SRM left. See? It's an SRM 2, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And I could clean it up with tire fire next turn, so let's do that. Let's put it all on the spider. I hate spiders anyway. And then I'll have fire. Jesus. Oh
my god, you took his head off.
I like shot through the cockpit.
Target
Don't see that every day.
That's a low chance of happening.
Yeah. It has, like, I played 10 hours this game. I've yet to take out a cockpit on an opening salvo.
I've not had a chance to check out Phoenix Point, Albeard. Albeard.
Just barely dinged my armor.
Alright. Tire fire.
I once had a board game session in BattleTech, the first one ever with friends, go really badly.
Yeah?
Because we did the classic, like, points buy, and everyone gets a mech, and there's 2 teams, so everyone controls a mech in their lands.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, like, takes the Awesome, which is an assault mech with 3 PPCs. Yeah.
Assault
it basically has
very big.
Yeah, they're huge mechs, had 3 massive weapons, the 3 hardest hitting weapons in the game, basically. Opening shot gets a head hit and peels away the armor on the cockpit and lands 1 hit on the cockpit itself.
Jesus.
The cockpit has like 5 hit points, so it's got a critical chance, but the odds of anything happening to the pilot that are really bad are low. He rolls like double snake. The other pilot rolls like, I think, double 6s maybe, and gets the instant kill on the pilot. And I want to say he was in a Jenner that did this, which is a pretty small mech.
Yeah.
And so it was literally the first shot the Awesome took. My friend's pilot was killed like instantaneously.
That's brutal.
Oh yeah, he was so enraged for the rest of the night. Because like the game went on, and like he's just kind of out, and his battle mech was destroyed. It sucked. I never saw it before since. It was the edgiest edge case I ever saw.
I can't really get the angle. Oh, there we go. These numbers are bad.
Placed his faith in that man. I gave him my trust.
I'm too close, I think, for a lot of Mastiff's weapons. So those percentages blow.
What about his fists?
Yeah, he might go punch this motherfucker right in the back. What do you think?
Just right make sure you don't expose his back.
I mean, that's the question. That's the thing. He could turn around on me again. So maybe I do it here. I mean, my back's gonna be exposed no matter what if I do a melee attack, right? So maybe I don't.
Back him up the trail a little bit.
Maybe I back him up just to here and just do this so that his back is totally safe.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose here, so let's do that. That's safest.
Moving out.
And then we'll go all in and just
Confirmed.
Hope for hits. That's a good hit. Puncher got rid of his evade stacks, but he moves next, so he was going to be able to get more evade stacks. Whew. Dangerous.
Warning. Armor low.
Yeah, good to know.
Reading you loud and clear.
Alright, well now... what do we got? You know what? I feel like... That's like right behind me. So it's... Center left is the one that's the part that's kind of weakest, right?
Yeah.
Can't really get great shots with the AC2s because I'm so close, but everything else is going to do damage. Or I could just run Kamiya up and do those SRMs again. Yeah, let's do it.
I'll do what you ask.
Wait, did that somehow... Did I fuck up? Rob, I misclicked, I guess? And somehow she didn't turn the place
weird,
I
that's
wanted.
unusual.
Listen, okay? That sucked. A lot. Like, a lot. This is not where I want to be. I'm gonna...
Oh god, it followed us here.
It did. I'm gonna go here so it has a hard time punching Kamea in the back. But, fuck. Alright, we gotta really hope for good hits from Tire Fire.
All weapons committed.
Hendrix, do good work. You did alright work. You did alright work. Oh, and Mastiff goes first. Mastiff goes first. We're probably gonna be fine.
Roger that.
Yep.
Yeah, oh damn, look at
Alexander is safe. We gotta get off this planet. We're gonna head to a dropship and
You
escape.
get to that ship, Alexander. I mean it. I will not lose you and my throne on the same day.
That AC-10 did work. You're not wrong.
that. Looks like a Union class
Someone says, how does the movement work? Is there a hidden grid? Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's that hidden. If you take a look, you can see the little hexes, the little dots here. I got totally turned around. Where the fuck am I going? There it is, over there. That's the dropship right out there. So to get to there, I have to get to that little yellow spot.
Fall in behind me.
Can I sensor lock this turn? Because I can't target, can I? Do I have a shot? No, I don't have a shot. So I'll sensor lock this one. No, I'll sensor lock the back one and hopefully get the kill. Alright. These fucking little vehicles are such a waste of my time.
By. I'll make it happen.
Toss those
Target
LRMs.
confirmed.
Alright. Work through that armor a little bit. You know. And then I'm gonna sprint as far... Oh, I can't sprint that far. Okay, well... I'm still gonna sprint. Yeah, BattleTech as a setting is Monarchs all the way down. So...
Their justification for it is that even in the early days of like the Star League and everything, distance does still pose problems to communication in this universe and connection. And so humanity kind of begins to form smaller communities, like within larger states, and that sort of leads to the return of feudalism.
Right.
So that's their argument, is that feudalism. Basically, BattleTech's assumption is that feudalism flowed from economic conditions
and technological conditions in terms of communication.
I don't think that really does hold up, but look, we wanted Space Knights.
That's what they wanted. They wanted Space Knights. You know how that should go. So it all goes there, except the LRMs can hit that? Oh, okay, yeah. I'll take the shot. Let's see how it goes. Looked cool, but didn't do much damage.
Yeah, someone points out evil Comcast controls all communication. 100% true.
What is that? What is is that Comstar?
Comstar.
Can you explain Comstar?
Okay, so in the wake of the fall of the Star League, all technology starts getting really iffy. There's all kinds of lost tech. There's things that like nobody really knows how it works anymore, but it still functions. You just can't create more of it. And core to that is the hyperpulse generator network, which is basically the broadband internet of space. And only this one telecom basically could sort of maintain it. Except in the wake of sort of the societal collapse, they go from maintaining it to worshipping it. And they go very adeptus mechanicum, I guess, is the way I'd put it. They start basically...
You cannot jump from BattleTech to 40k like that, Rob.
Oh, I think I can, my friend.
Damn
Anyway, they sort of start worshiping the technology, but really it's a means of control, and so it's actually more about denying technology to others and positioning themselves and their doctrine at the center of the communications network of the Inner Sphere.
Love it.
They're super sketchy.
Yeah, they suck.
Copy that.
This is your last chance, cousin. Don't make me order your death. Do whatever you must, betrayer. A headstrong fool to the end. Damn you for this. Captain Hast, destroy them. Mastiff, my cousin, all of them. Leave no survivors.
As you command, my lady.
Oh, that guy's gonna get fucking killed. I'm gonna kill that guy. I wish he would have showed up before I, like, set targets. Oh, this is gonna go bad, actually. They might have just fucked me, Rob. If he gets to turn this round, I'm well and truly screwed.
Giving him everything I've got.
Damn. You're leaving it all on the field.
I truly am.
Down. The poor bastards.
Please don't shoot me in the back. I think that's a side shot. Okay, that's a miss. Alright, we're good. Whew. Those are jump jets, by the way. Oh! He fucked up!
Wait, what the hell just happened?
He
overheated.
He overheated. He went all in.
Oh, I've never seen a mech burn like that.
He jump jetted and then did a alpha strike, which overheated.
Oh, look at that.
Which causes structural damage for him. The fool. So he hits there. That's not close enough. Get closer. There we go. Look at all those 90s and 95s, Rob.
Love it.
That's that real shit. Kamiya, show him what's good. Oh, there's some turrets up there too. Worth remembering those.
I think this is,
oh, he's alpha. Oh my god, right. So he's overheated, which means he's incapacitated, which means we can call shot. So he's AC5 in the right arm.
You blow a leg off, he's going on his ass.
Right. Jump jets are in the legs. P is stored in the balls. He has the laser in his head. That's a place. SRM ammo is there though. Wait 1 second. I didn't mean to call that shot. Let's back out. 22%. So when you call a shot, you don't necessarily get what you're calling. It just increases the chances. I kind of like this, Rob. I kind of like left torso because that's where SRM ammo is.
Yep. That's good. You touch off that ammo.
And it's a 30% chance to hit.
Oh.
But it didn't blow up.
Oh, there we go.
But that's beautiful.
If you had any sense, you'd retreat.
And he's unsteady. Alright, tire fire. Make it happen, Captain.
Wait. Damn.
What's up?
I mean, I want to show people the death above.
I don't have jump jets on anybody.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's bullshit.
I'm just gonna hit that torso. Come on, on. Yep, there it is. Whew.
Enemy mech destroyed.
And now Mastiff goes. Mastiff, take care of those fucking turrets for me, please. Multi-target. A. B. Should be fine. I guess these turrets kind of have a lot of armor, huh? So maybe I shouldn't alpha strike. Maybe I should just burn one down.
Yeah.
Here we go.
There it is.
Target destroyed.
Strickshaw says, so does this game lie more on the strategy or RPG side of things? This is definitely a strategy release from Harebrained in comparison to Shadowrun, I'd say. You are leveling up characters. You are, like, making choices, and there are, like, events and stuff, but, like, you're running a mercenary unit, basically. Would you agree, Rob?
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Yeah, exactly. It has some XCOM-y elements, And it's much more in that direction than in the RPG vibe. All right, got a lucky hit in there somewhere.
Target destroyed.
All right, let's just get out of here. Oh, she can get in. All right, there we go.
I'm on my way.
So people are not digging the look of this level. There are different biomes. This is a uniquely sickly-looking level. Like, right. I was taken aback by it when I played it too. But I just played like a prison break level that was like all fog-shrouded and eerie. It was great.
Cool. Thank the gods you made it, Kamiya. Captain Halverson's preparing the engines now. In another 5 minutes, we'll be ready to depart. 5 minutes is a long time. Tire fire. You see Lady Arano to the docking ramp. When she's aboard, come back to me. We'll hold this pass against whatever comes.
Thank you, Sir Rashu. Thank you both. I won't forget what you've done for me today.
Sprint her away.
I promise you that.
All right. Victoria Espinosa, all units advance. I want you to take down that dropship. Destroy everyone and everything that stands in your way. All right, Tire Fire, I trained you for this. We'll fight side by side, watch each other's backs. Above all else, we will keep Lady Arano safe. Protect the dropship, that's all that matters. Yo, that's a lot of mechs.
Yeah.
Warning, engine heat critical. Warning, shutdown initiated. Reactor offline. Weapons offline. Systems inoperable. Trouble with your blackjack, Tire Fire? Shame. That's been happening to a lot of Royal Guard battle mechs lately. You've numbers on us and you've resorted to sabotage? And you're gloating about it? And you've got feet? You've got no honor, you vicious little brat. Not you nor your backstabbing father. Shut your mouth, old man. My father is a great man, and I swear to all the gods you will suffer if you insult him again. Your father is a coward, and so are you. Tire Fire, I want you to eject. Now! Punch out! You're no good to anybody in a broken mech, and I won't let you die today. Eject, Mech Warrior! Now! That's an order. Ejected. There I go. Off screen. Bye!
I have to go.
I have to go now. Now come for me, Victoria. Your teacher is waiting. Come and show me what you've learned. Mission successful. Sure.
Yep, that went as well as could be expected.
Uh-huh. And then we get away, and then she wins. Everyone's good. That ninja says, I must go. My planet needs me.
You spend the rest of the game setting up a government in exile.
Yeah.
Trying to get funding.
Uh-huh. Reporting things to some sort of central, like, mediating body, but, like, not very clear if anything's ever going to come of it. We got that sad piano. You know you got that sad piano. Oh, Raju.
He even looks like a Mastiff.
Yeah, he really does.
He does. He just have that tired old...
Victoria looks great here. Honestly, the fucking collar. Oh. It truly is the 8th MS team life. You're totally right. Well, cut to the news. Ian Everett says, is this Runaway? Please, someone make that sequence Runaway. Please. This is so dope, Rob. It's so fucking good. Eight hours later, high orbit, Coromir. Do you want to be Darius? Can you read this over this screen share?
Sure, yeah, I can. Okay. Easy there, Kendricks. You took a nasty crack on the head when you punched out. Don't worry. You're safe now. My name is Darius Oliveira, and I'm the XO of Markham's Marauders. We're a mercenary outfit with ties to House Arano. We did some work for High Lord Tamati way back when.
Tamati was the...
You say Tamati.
I hate this. Tomato, and I say Tamati. Yeah. Tamati. Let's call the whole thing off.
I'd introduce you to Commander Markham, but he was on a supply run in the Market District when the bombs fell. He didn't make it.
Alright, so I am... You know what? I'm sorry for your loss. I've been there. I've lost my family, you know? I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I am too. He was a good man. A lot of good people died today. We picked up your distress beacon on the emergency band as we were on our way off planet. After seeing what happened to Markham, it didn't feel right leaving you in the hands of this new directorate. We did a sweep of the combat site, grabbed your ejection pod, and ran.
What about Mastiff, Sir Raju Montgomery? Did you find him?
We found his mech. It was completely cored out. Nobody survives a hit like that. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. We supported the Royal Guard on a handful of deployments, and Sir Raju earned my respect many times over. His death is a loss for us all.
Were you able to recover my blackjack? Which is a mech, not like the card game?
Not a sap used for knocking people out.
Yeah. Have you played Thief, Darius?
Yeah, our mech tech hauled what's left of it into the mech bay. It isn't pretty, but if you give him enough time, Yang can fix just about anything. Try not to take the loss too hard. Yang, or should I go with Yang here?
I think it's Yang. I want to say Yang, but that's because I think we both have the same reference point.
Yeah. Yang said that your mech shows signs of deliberate sabotage. Whoever you had working on it really did a number on the reactor. Punching out was the right move.
So what happens now?
Well, things aren't looking so hot around here, what with the coup and all. House Espinosa's directorate is the new de facto government of the Oregon Reach. Sorry to have to tell you this, but Lady Arano is dead.
Why are you laughing?
Because I was thinking something else. Something really funny happened just before you woke up. I'll tell you about it later. But anyway, her dropship was destroyed on takeoff. The entire rescue mission really didn't go well.
Are you crying?
It's all over the news.
Are you okay? I like it again. House Espinosa, you can mouse over it. Forever vigilant. Great. Good house motto here. They can fuck off. I kind of like a, well, shit.
Our sentiments exactly. We're getting the hell out of Oregon territory. I've already booked transport on the first jump ship out. We're heading to a nice, quiet stretch of independent space all the way across the frontier, on the Canopian border. Not a cheap trip, but we'll worry about how we're going to pay for it later. As for you, well, you've got options. According to your bloodshed, you've got family out in the magistracy of Canopus. Like I said, we're heading that way. If you want, I could look into booking you transport on a freighter. Maybe we can get you the rest of the way home.
I'm not opposed to the magistracy, so I don't want to be like, it's not my home. I've never been there. I think I'm just like, I think it's this one. I think it's, oh no, I think it's this one. That's ancient history. Besides, I'm broke. What's option B?
Well, you could stay with us for the long haul. When we get where we're going, we can drop you at the nearest planet. Maybe you can make a place for yourself out there. Of course, I need you to pitch in for your share of the fuel, plus fuel, food, lodging, and repairs of your mech. That might be tough if you're strapped for cash. Alternatively, you could find a place for yourself in the Marauders, if you wanted to. Wouldn't take you long to work off your debt if you ran with Mastiff, so I know you've got chops. Think it over, sleep on it. You've had a hell of a day, and we've got a long road ahead.
3 years later. Crewin?
Guess your debt accrued interest.
Oh yeah, I bet it did. We're going to call it there. I think we're not going to go into the next mission. I love time jumps. Time jumps are dope. We will be immediately back, or very, very, very quickly back. Natalie's going to set up, and we're going to come right back, so do not go anywhere. In fact, I'm going to stay here until you're good to go over here. Do you want to just start setting that up? Mm-hmm. All right. And we're going to be back with Fortnite. We're going to do our Fortnite. Then what do we have after that is... Spy Party after Fortnite. And then Yakuza?
And then Labo.
And Labo. And Labo, we might just go get... Like, we have the Labo boxes downstairs. So
they're here, yeah.
They're here. We might just go grab them and start doing that in the background as we do some other stuff. Rob, thank you so much for calling in. I wish you could have been here today for this perfect, magical 420. A certain...
Nowhere I'd rather be on 420 than a Vice office.
I really love the anime, A Certain Magical 420. Alright, so I'm gonna hit begin mission, but then I'm gonna back out, but...
Command interface initiated.
Check out these cool characters, like this is a new map. Also, let's just look at the beginning of the...
Hey, IPL is back! That's fantastic! They ran the best tournaments.
Oh my god. The Independent Prospectors League thanks you for your assistance, Commander. We're miners, not soldiers. We can't fight these bastards off on our own. Rob?
That's what you're paying us for. Don't worry. We'll get your platforms back.
This isn't just about reclaiming what's ours. Majesty Meadows killed hundreds of us when they tried to jump our claim. We want you to make them bleed for what they've done here.
Commander, the OP4 is holding 2 of the IPL's mining platforms. First designated Alpha is where they're keeping the turret generator. Move in fast and take it out. Those turrets hit hard, so you want to neutralize them ASAP. Platform Bravo is the side of the OP4's corporate security tower. Engage and destroy it. If they bring in a mech to protect it, take that out too. Then circle on back and we'll collect our pay.
I like that immediately. It's like, hey, if they happen to have a mech, then heads up. And I love that that is the state of this world in a sense. Like, obviously there's going to be lots of mech fights in this game. But mechs are, like, in the BattleTech universe, they're not tanks, right? They're not assault rifles. It's not a thing anybody can go get in a store, and so when one does show up, there is a certain sort of terror that comes with it. Not that assault rifles shouldn't produce terror. They do. But in our country...
But they're not mechs.
But they're not mechs. You know, I guess they are more like tanks, right? In our world, in a sense. Except they're even rarer. They're really supposed to be suits of armor, like medieval style, kind of... family heirlooms in a sense, like, oh, I've had this suit of armor in my family for a long time, we've been taking care of it. They're almost ancient technologies, so more than even
a lot of mechs can't be rebuilt,
right? There's like more than even in like Gundam or something, where like there's lots of Zaku's, there's lots of GMs, like there's lots of like, or Jims, however you want to say it. There's lots of kind of like low level mechs in the Gundam universe, or in the Macross universe. There's lots of kind of low level Virtuoids and stuff like that. Not Virtuoids, that's what the fuck are they called? Oh, Valkyries in Macross. I like the kind of like, these are individual pieces of hardware that are very important, each and every one. They're the ones that existed already. We don't know how to make more of them. That's right. I'm ready and waiting to authorize the transfer. Now go on, Commander. Hit those corporate pigs where it hurts. We'll be watching the action from here. All right. So on that note. We'll come back next week sometime, Rob, maybe, to see what Tire Fire, Glitch, Behemoth, and Decker are all up to.
Ready for orders.
So until then, we're going to call it here, and we'll be right back pretty much instantly. I'm going to drop my side of the stream, and we're going to pick it back up over on Natalie's much more... Natalie just did like a cool Neo thing where she was hacking, where she was a hacker.
I'm a hacker.
I'm also going to save this game. So, all right, we'll be right back, everybody.
Just cram that bagel. Just cram it.
I finished it. I finished the bagel secretly in the background.
All right, that was brilliant.
I was brilliant. All right, I'm going to put this transition card up. Oh, wait, not that one. I'm going to put this one up because we decided.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Rob. We'll be right back, everybody.
I'm going to change the thing really quick, and then I'm going to...